Hello. 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 Oh my. We have three fellows with hats over here. What is this? Is this the Three Stooges? Absolutely not. We are the three Dayanim, the three judges on a bed din. You're going to be held in contempt of court for calling us Three Stooges. Oh, well, why are there three judges on a bed din? Why not one? Because the Torah says that there must be a majority, and that's why we have three, so we could vote, and the majority wins. Well, we are in Perek Chav Gimel, chapter 23, and we're going to tell you some laws, starting with some laws for a bed din. Do you know that there is some reports that you're not allowed to believe? A Jew is not allowed to believe Lashon Hara. If someone tells you that some and so is bad, they did something, you should not believe them. And us as a bed din, we are not allowed to listen to one person's side of the story unless the other person is there to defend themselves. This is a special law for the bed din. Another law for the bed din is that we are not allowed, if we have a death penalty, we can't judge it by three judges. It's got to be judged by 71 judges, the high court called the Sanhedrin. But you cannot, when you play basketball or some games, sometimes we play the rules, you have to win by 2. Well, to put someone to death is pretty serious, and you got to win by 2. So you cannot put someone to death unless the majority of judges, there were 71, so if 36 say guilty and 35 say innocent, you can't put him to death. It has to be 37 to 34 minimum. Anyway, also, the Torah teaches you a very, very special law. If you're one day walking down the street and you see a donkey, sorry about my donkey, it's not very beautiful over here, and this donkey belongs to your worst enemy, the Torah tells you, don't ignore the donkey, you must return it even to your worst enemy. That's right. The Torah commands us to do this kindness even to our enemy. We don't get revenge. And then, don't forget to tell them another important law, and the law is that we have to keep far, far away. That's right, big stop sign, keep far away from sheker. Do you know what sheker is? Sheker is falsehood. Torah says, midvar sheker tirchak. Keep far away from false things. If someone tells you to be involved in a lie, do not be involved. There's another mitzvah that has to do with judges. That judges are not allowed to accept any bribes. That's right. So, if a judge accepts a bribe, like me, I like to accept, no, I'm just kidding. If a judge accepts a bribe, well, the problem is that bribe will now influence the way they think, and they will not be able to judge properly. Their eyes will be blinded by the money. Look at me, I'm wearing money glasses. That's why I can't be a judge if I accept any bribes. Okay, let me get rid of those bribing glasses. And now the next halacha in this section is a halacha that has to do with shemitah. The halachot of shemitah. Let me tell you all about them. The halachot of shemitah are the following. If you have a nice land in Israel, growing with a lot of fruits and vegetables, every 7th year, you may not plant or plow or do anything in that land. That's right. Every 7 years, we have to give the land a rest. No working in the land, no plowing, planting, cutting down crops. We must leave the land resting for 7 years. The next halacha that we learn about in the Perek is that Hashem promises a very special thing for us. That if we keep the Torah and the mitzvot, Hashem promises to bless our bread and our water. And our rabbis teach us that what does this mean? It means that Hashem will make our bread and our water blessed so that we will never be hungry. Just a little bread, a little water, and we will be full. Also, Hashem promises to heal us if we have any sicknesses. And the next in the parak is all about laws of some chagim, of some festivals. The Torah teaches us about Pesach, that we're not allowed to have any chametz while we're slaughtering the korban Pesach. The Torah tells us that when we have our first fruits, we have to take a basket and bring the bikurim, the first fruits, to the Bet HaMikdash. The bikurim, the first fruits, were the 7 fruits that the land of Israel was praised for. For example, we had chita, the wheat. Make some pictures over here. Let's see, wheat. We had barley, saorah, and we had figs. We had te'ena. We had a fig. Let's see if I can make a little fig over there. Let's try it out. No, that's not how a fig looks exactly. Okay, a little fig. We had rimon, pomegranates. Okay, I can make a nice pomegranate there. Nice red pomegranate. And we had zayit shemen. So let's make a little olive branch there with little olives growing off it from an olive vine. And then we finally had dates as well, which in Hebrew are called timarim. Let's see my drawing abilities over here. Here we go. Let's give a little dates. So you have these 7 shivat haminim, and when the farmers would have them grown, they would bring them to the Bet HaMikdash, to the Kohen. And also the Torah reminds us to celebrate Shabbat, and reminds us that every holiday there was an offering called the Korban Chagiga, from the word Chag, for festival, but also that we gather together. We have a gathering, we thank Hashem, we bring the Korban Chagiga, a gathering offering upon coming to Yerushalayim, to the Bet HaMikdash. And the Torah reminds us to have 3 festivals a year, Pesach, Shavuot, and Sukkot, as well as the Torah reminds us about some laws of kosher, not to eat milk and meat together. So we'll draw a little steak over there, a ribeye steak, and then a nice milk carton over here. And milk, it does the body good. But unfortunately, we may not be eating milk and meat together. No milk and meat. Sorry, Charlie, they can't be done. And also, the Torah reminds us that we must be very careful not to worship any idols. So no bowing to statues with big fat bellies, etc. Nope, no worshiping idols. And the Torah reminds us that we should not even say the name of an idol. We don't even say with our mouth the name of an idol. That is forbidden. Saying the name of a certain idol, that is also forbidden to be said. Now Hashem also promises to send an angel to guard the Jewish people and to protect them on their way to the land of Eretz Yisrael, and make sure that nobody hurts them. But Hashem reminds us that we must be careful to keep the Torah and the mitzvot, because the angel will not tolerate any averot that we do. And when they come into Eretz Yisrael, Hashem promises to send a miraculous way for them to be victorious over their enemies. He promises to send a special tzirah, which some translate as a type of a wasp or a hornet, to come with big stingers and to fly for us and buzz our enemies and sting our enemies, so that we will not even have to barely fight. And the Torah tells us when we do get into Israel, we should not make any peace treaties with those wicked people that used to live over there. Hashem is evicting them from the land of Israel. And that is a summary of chapter 23, Parach Chav Gimel. Hold on a second. It is me. Chapter name. Nameplate over here. I want to tell you about Perek Chav Gimel, the silly story. Perek Chav Gimel is chapter name because the N is really a 2 flipped on its side, and the M is really a 3 flipped on its side, and the vowels don't count. Okay, that's very nice, Mr. Name. But what does it have to do? Well, I will tell you. You see, this chapter is all about names. The first thing is that you can't ruin someone's name in a court by saying any lashon hara. That is absolutely forbidden. And the next thing is that even if someone is named your enemy, you may not just disrespect them. Don't call people names and call them your enemies. You help them and return their lost objects. And don't name anybody in any false accusations. You see, it's all about names. Oh, I get it. And it's also about Shemitah. That's right. Shemitah is the name of the 7th year that we don't work in the field. And also we mentioned, don't say the names of any idols. Oh, it's a name chapter. Oh, I get it. Very good. Oh, wait a minute. But what about the promise that God makes to serve Him properly? He promises to bless our food and our water. What does it have to do with names? I have no idea. Not everything in the chapter has to do with names, but we also learn about the names of several festivals like Shabbat and Pesach, and we also learn about the new fruits. You have to tie a red string around them in the field and give them a special name, and their name is, oh, I know, it's Bikurim, first fruits. Very good. You are getting good at this. And also, we are not allowed to mix two names together, basar and chalav, meat and milk. Very, very cool. Okay, and finally, in the land of Israel, we are not allowed, if anyone has a name of the 7 Canaanite nations, we are not allowed to make any peace treaties with them. Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Name, and that was a silly story, but of course, remember, in this story is all about laws, about judges, and different laws of the holidays, and about how Hashem commands us to go in to the land of Israel.